Yay, a day off. I have the day off today. I wasn't expecting it. Lately, I've been working like 7 or 8 days a week at the motel. And in the back here, this is the roof of Delta. Solar panel on the roof. It's made with motorcycle tires, wheels off of eBay. And it's got a 750 watt motor, chain driving just one wheel. I had been doing pedal to one wheel and motor to the other wheel. I'm going to take this apart in anticipation of possibly selling the ranch and moving. I'm looking at projects that are not that I'm not going to use, and I suspect nobody else really would appreciate it either. If I gave this to somebody could use it. However, for it to work, it needs 3 bike batteries, which means, I don't know, it's $1,000 worth of batteries, right? So I'm not going to just give somebody $1,000 worth of batteries, and it's not worth paying $1,000 because it's used batteries. But at the moment, it's taking up a lot of space, and it's got some parts I can probably use for something else. I can't leave this parked outside because of all the electrics and the wires, which the mice just love to chew into pieces, and then if there's any power on it, it'll short it out. Take the wheels off because I think I can use those on another project soon. And when we're done, it'll just be a little chunk of frame left. I mean, it's kind of big, but it's much shorter, and then I'll take the bike off the front and just completely take it apart. There isn't a lot of interest in this county in people riding bikes. That I've talked to like one person who rode a bike, and I think they left. Yeah, okay, so not the bike capital of the world. So, if I find somewhere that I could donate a bike to, I probably will. The Trike has no suspension, and at the moment the road is really washboardy, and it's just painful to ride the Trike. It definitely fulfilled its purpose. It did work. This was one of the few bicycle projects that worked compared to a lot of the other ones that I spent a lot of time on that didn't work. This at least was useful. And with the solar panel, it was a good project. Let's get to work, or go play or something. Yeehaw! So many things just get broken out here, and it was just nice to enjoy it one last time. Yeah. Since I have free solar power on here, we might as well let it charge for a little bit. I think I'm just going to probably time-lapse this. I'm not going to talk about it too much. We're just going to tear it apart. It literally is like, well, even if I got it completely right, without the suspension, it's just not a good enough solution for out here. This was on eBay. It's listed as a go-kart motor. It's brushless. It's 750 watts, which is basically 1 horsepower. It's got a lot of torque. I could have geared this higher and gone faster. I had enough power to do that. There's a tool that usually comes with the MC4 connectors. MC4 is what you see quite often on solar panels. It's got 2 prongs that stick out each way. So if you take your MC4 connector and you stick this tool in there, in theory, it'll release the little tabs that lock it on there. One usually works better than the other one for some reason. There we go. Now you can get your connector off. I keep seeing people cut these off, which just makes my head hurt. But okay, I'll try this one again. Just like that. Simple little tool. This end is for tightening down. Like when you put the nut on, you can use it to snug it up a little bit. And then I use a lot of Anderson connectors, so I made pigtails to go from my Andersons to the solar panels. Just like that. I've already disconnected the battery. It was basically fully charged already, so. Let's see, I've got 1 wire that goes to the front for the motor controller. The motor itself uses this little connector here and this, I guess, 5-terminal outlet. So I'm going to disconnect these, I think, and then I can take the motor off, and then I'll come back and get the rest of this. This one here was I think that's 48 volts down to 12, so I could run my DC system for lights and stuff like that. $100 switch that I did not pay $100 for. Sorry, this is not maybe cinematic excellence here. Clip. If I had ever lubed this chain, it'd be a lot messier. Yeah, it's pretty dry. I'm a terrible person. My fingers are clean, so that's one small. Oh man, I was going to try not to drop that in the dirt too often anyway, so it doesn't really seem to make a lot of difference. Quite enough room to even get a ratchet in here, which is funny. So as the chain got stretched back like I would have wanted to, you know, like on a motorcycle, you'd move the wheel back instead of moving the motor. That didn't get fixed very often. That'll get. Yay, motor off. The nut has never really been tight enough. This is a gear reduction motor, so it's got the motor in the back and the planet. I think it's probably a planetary drive on the inside. Since it works, I do not want to take it apart. That would be stupid. Oh good, I've got, I think, yeah, there we go. it being in an endless loop, when I steer back here, the chain moves and the front wheels, which just seems weird. On an electric bike, you have to, I mean, you don't have to, but you replace your brakes, brake handles. These ones have a little switch in them so that it can tell the motor controller when you're actually on the brake so that it stops trying to accelerate. Which is nice. And then on this side is a twist grip throttle, the throttle, and it'll do that until you hit the brakes. So, alright, handlebars. They were all kind of wired in the same bundle, so I got like so. Just welded it all the way around the stem. Worked the right way. And I had a little bit of a, so that was seat post, steering head, a couple square tubes that fit in each other, and I just bopped it on there. And since this is a steering head, it's got the bearings in it. This was a mirror off of the school bus. The mirror was made to mount onto a round pipe. The mirror mounts. Example of bolts that were way too long. But what I had, well, actually, when it came to the chain adjuster, I kind of needed a long bolt anyway. So. One piece of overkill. One bike detached. This was originally built as Turtle Garage, so I guess that's a fitting place to put it for now. At least anything in there is not in the sun. Doesn't get killed quite as fast. 12:30. Lunchtime. Best part. Look at all this space. This is going to be great. I'll move my chargers closer to the outside wall. At the moment, you can't really see it out there. On this side, red is still hooked to the trailer. It's just enough of a pain in the butt to disconnect it because I've also got electrical on there. The second battery on the bike is on the trailer, so that's awkward to take it off and on all the time. So, but with the first bike, it'll fit right up against the wall, and then I could have, I could kind of scooch it over a little bit or something. I think it's too long for the bike and the trailer to fit in there, but if I angle it back, I can put the trailer kind of into past the door jamb there, and then still have enough room to get the giant bike out, which is what I consider the good bike. It is a good bike. Yeah. Any second givings or whatever concerns about taking the Delta Trike apart are massively offset by having 4 feet of room left in here. So, and I really wasn't riding the Trike anymore, so I think this is a good thing. It was hard taking it apart though. I'll not lie. Yay! One project done for the day. That hasn't happened for a while. All right, thanks for following along.